How much ahead or behind are we with the schedule, by the way?
10 minutes behind,
Right.
I think.
Sorry, I just had to mute myself for a second. But
So
we're
we're
ready now,
behind.
so if you want to introduce yourself.
Well,
we're not that far behind the schedule, but next we've got a break anyway, because Osmo's not available.
Okay.
Okay. So
then we can watch the opening cutscene. That was what I was like gonna ask.
Oh, if you want to watch the opening cutscene, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 25 minutes of dead space after your run.
Yeah,
so
no, that is cool. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, that's fine. Right.
I didn't want to like be further behind. Like further behind. Like I have in my estimate, I do count for watching all cutscenes and such.
No, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, so if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce the run, and give me a countdown for when you want to begin.
Okay. Hello everyone, it's Firesplitter here, and today I'm here with Laika.
Hi!
And we are going to run through WarioWare Get It Together. Gonna pick my run alt. And now something interesting is gonna happen. We're gonna watch a cutscene here, and as I can't skip this cutscene, it means that we are playing from a fresh save file. And this category, any percent, requires us to play from a fresh save file. So this is a good little check to do to make sure that we are actually playing on the right save.
Yeah, time does not start, however, until we actually start the game from the menu.
Not from the menu, like from the level selection even.
Yeah.
The reason for that, by the way, is because some categories are actually starting from the level select. So therefore, like for consistency's sake, people want to like have that all categories starts at the same time.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, so this is Wario's game development studio.
Yeah. Which absolutely follows all union rules.
Of course, everybody is treated like awesomely.
Yeah, they are treated
paid
like
well
family.
enough.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no kids working there.
No child labor at Wario's place?
No,
never. Never ever.
Yeah. But yeah, this is where we're getting together. Wario has made his new game. It was a little bit buggy, so suddenly get sucked into the game. That's a quite massive glitch actually. I don't think I've ever played a game that is that glitchy.
Yeah, so the great thing about this category... Oh no, let's start time first and then...
Yeah, let's start time first. We get a little countdown for time start. 3, 2, 1, start!
Whoa!
So yeah, you were gonna say something.
So the great thing about any percent is we get to see all the amazing cutscenes. So sit back, relax, enjoy, get some popcorn.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of cutscene watching in this category. Sadly, we are gonna match the text though, because this is a speedrun after all.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off here with the practice room. Each of the characters you can play as have different abilities, and they each have this little practice room where you can learn to control them and how their abilities work, because some of them are very different from each other. So.
Yeah. Like the abilities are very different. And the way characters control can even be very different too. Yeah, they're worried sitting and playing some games. And of course the nose rocket is gonna land straight on his house. This, by the way, is like a common thing in the WarioWare games. Like the first stage with Wario is like Wario doing like something very regularly, and then it gets like interrupted very abruptly by like some catastrophe. It can be anything from, like in that case, a meteor falling to his house, and in I think it was like WarioWare Smooth Moves, where someone is like stealing his donuts.
Yeah, so if you have never seen a WarioWare game before, it is basically a collection of micro games, which are mini games that are so short that we call them micro games.
Yeah.
And yeah, each of the levels has a theme to it.
Yeah. This course theme is intro game, so basically it has no theme of how the micro games are gonna look like aesthetically, but like they have the theme that they are very, very easy, generally speaking.
Nice.
Although I think that's like kind of misleading because this boss fight is among the 50% harder boss fights. I would even dare say it's like the 4th hardest boss fight in the game, the first boss fight. Especially from a speedrunning perspective, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, so this character is pretty interesting because he can't move. The way you move around is by grabbing onto those golden rings that then move the character.
Yep.
Memorize.
And here we have Dr. Wario.
Yeah.
Get ready for the absolutely not cringe thumbs
Yeah.
up. I love this, it's so amazing.
There we go. Got some money bag. Constellation. I'm not sure how that's a money bag, but I mean, to worry like any constellation is probably gonna look like a money bag, to be honest, or a garlic, or a nose.
Yeah, what you can already see in those first few microgames is the different art styles there are. Like every microgame basically has a different art style. And here, this microgame, Firesplitter lost on purpose because it saves a bit of time.
Yeah.
There are some microgames that we just lose. So, yeah, to save a few seconds or even fractions of seconds.
No, there's no fraction saving, but it saves seconds because like this game has like frame rules. And basically, if you like are failing to hit a frame rule in this game, like you lose like over 2 seconds. Beatable with first frame rule. I really don't want to risk losing like 2.5 seconds just to do something that looks cool.
Yeah, so this is already the first boss fight.
Yeah.
And in any percent, you always have a certain character for the boss fight.
Yeah.
In the other categories, you can choose which character you want to play as, but in any percent, it is a fixed character. So
Yeah, well, there is the choose character category where you pick 3, 4, or 5 characters, and you get like a randomly assigned one of those, or there's the all category where you get a random character from all characters in the game for the boss fight. Which can lead some really, really terrifying boss character combos. For example, one of the worst things actually is if you get like 18 volt, the character who can't move, in a platforming boss fight. That can be quite horrible. And that can happen if you pick all. The game is like, yeah.
We just beat the first level, and now we move on to the next, and unlock Mona, who has already been mentioned in chat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna practice a little bit her abilities, and then we're gonna see another one of those amazing cutscenes.
Yeah, and this is like one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. And Mona is like one of my favorite characters too. I have many almost favorite characters. My almost favorite characters are Mona, Penny, and 5 Volt are my almost favorite characters. Mona, Penny, and 5 Volt, yeah. And Ashley is my favorite character. Do you have any favorite characters in this game? Like, from a personality perspective at least? I'm not sure how much WarioWare you have played.
I actually have never played WarioWare.
Yeah.
Yet here I am commentating
Yeah.
the run.
But do you have any characters you really like in this game?
I sadly forgot her name, but the Super Mario Sunshine character from the end. With the water gun?
Oh, Penny.
Yeah. She's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
But I also love Mona because she has this lovely motorcycle, which
Yeah.
reminds me of one of my favorite BB Blocksberg characters, who also has a motorcycle, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mona went to work, and when she comes back, her pets have ransacked the place.
Yep. Honestly though, Mona has like the best clothing style in my opinion. Like, oh my gosh, her like coat is like so wonderful. Like, I really
Yes.
like that coat and how it floats, because like I love floaty coats.
Yeah, so here in level 2, the overall theme is everyday life or
Yep.
everyday objects,
Yeah.
which is pretty fun.
It's a very fun theme in my opinion. It's
we have
definitely
a cute
my
dog.
top themes. It's not like my top levels, but like it's my top themes. And the reason why this is like one of my top levels is because I really dislike the boss fight here.
Connect.
The boss fight here is quite nasty.
Rock.
Rock and beautiful. Second frame rule, sadly. The first frame rule in that minigame is very, very difficult. Therefore, we don't really like that one. We missed the nose. Doesn't really matter.
No good.
Mona is a little bit difficult because she's difficult to control because she's always moving. And this is a bad minigame. I'm gonna explain why. There's like minigames with a long fuse, and those are normally the ones where we can like save frame rules by winning or losing quickly. However, in that minigame, we can't either win or lose quickly, so we have to like watch the entire thing. And that loses about 4.5 seconds,
Tiny.
which is a lot of time in this game.
Yeah, so just in case anybody doesn't know what frame rule means, basically this fuse running down at the bottom of the micro game, it's basically split in, for example, 3 parts. And if you end the minigame on the first
Knockdown.
part on the first third, it ends there. But if you end it...
Turn on.
Okay, I actually can't explain it very well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So basically there are like 3 points where the fuse can end.
Yep.
And if you skip like that 1 point, you have to wait for the next
For
point.
the next point, yeah. And that
Yeah,
takes like
so-
2.5 seconds.
So you basically always want to try to finish it as early as possible to
Yeah.
always get the first end point, basically.
Yeah, it saves like so much time. It's like,
Yeah, and this is
yeah.
the next boss fight, where we have to do some packaging.
Yep, and this is one of the more difficult boss fights in this game, honestly, to speedrun. Casually this is easy, but like speedrun this is very, very rough because you have to like see at the spot what you need to do. Like, yeah, it's far more difficult than it looks like to do this one properly.
With style.
Because you kind of have to memorize all of the patterns once you see them and like do the first pattern. And then like the other 2 patterns, like you can't be guessing. The first pattern, by the way, can often be performed with one of each. You just take the thing that's not there. And then you like quickly memorize the other 2 patterns and like then do those in the next run. Like decide what, if you see what, you do what pattern, basically. Because this is a speedrun after all, right?
Last time I checked, we
Yeah.
were speedrunning.
So like, anytime we like sitting and like guessing what we're gonna do, we're losing time. So we really don't want that to happen. Yeah, here comes a fun course. That's the fantasy course.
Yeah, so with each new level we unlock a new character, so...
Yep.
And yeah, this is kind of special because now we unlock 2 characters, and one of them is always for player 1 and the other is for player 2, because this game can be played in co-op with a friend
Yep.
or an enemy, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do this alone, then you always get this character and not the other one.
Yeah. The other characters shoots in the other direction, by the way.
Let's go.
Dribble always shoots in one direction and Spitz always shoots in the other. They are, however, I think they are flying characters. They are first, like, I call them unconditional flying characters, and that's characters who can fly without having any weird restrictions on them that makes their flying weird. And those are like among the better characters in this game. War is also kind of a character like that when I think about it, but he doesn't shoot projectiles. And shooting projectiles in this game is very, very, very good. But yeah, the unrestricted flying characters are generally speaking like the best characters in this game. And there isn't like much of a contest really.
Yeah, this was another micro game we lost on purpose because it saves a bit of time.
Yeah. Saves a frame rule to beat it.
You can't fail just like all of the micro games because you have 4 lives indicated at the bottom screen by those aliens.
Yeah.
So you have to choose carefully which games you lose.
Yeah, normally that's not a problem, but in this course it can be a problem actually.
Close.
Because this course has many mini games you want to lose. I think there are 3 micro games you want to lose, and there are some micro games which are easy to fail by accident.
How many?
Okay, this one we want to lose. There we go. Because otherwise we have to wait for the end to get the thing happening.
High five. Steal back.
I should add this because I think people might be wondering this, because this is a topic I know a lot of people like are wondering in this game. Are the micro games random? Yes, they are.
Erase.
Not all micro games are popping up in each run, so there is some RNG which micro games you are getting. For example, I only got 2 of the micro games I want to lose on purpose, so I can't fail this minigame by accident now. This is, by the way, the minigame is really, really easy to fail by accident.
Stick together.
No.
Yeah, so each level has a set amount of micro games that can appear in that level, and from that they are picked randomly.
Seek shelter.
Yeah. There are,
Although
however,
the boss fights are always the same though.
Yeah, there are, however, 3 separate groups of micro games. And each of them are like appearing within their group. There's like Group A, Group B, Group C, and on Speed 1 you get Group A, on Speed 2 you get Group B, and on Speed 3 you get Group C. And this right here is like this is like the most difficult. This is one of the most difficult like fights to speedrun, and we thankfully got the perfect little trick there.
Nice.
So what you need to do is basically need to get the kappa up there, and you first up the door and then put up the kappa there. The intended way to do this is like obviously like get the key up there first and then like carry up the kappa. But by carefully juggling the kappa and the key, you can get them up there at the same time and open the door and then get in the kappa. Doing that saves like 6-7 seconds, which is huge in this game. I have said like a lot, but like saving like any seconds in this game is huge because of how much of this game, even though it's like a relatively long category, a lot of the run are like preset time or cutscenes. So any little time save is mattering.
As you might have seen on the overworld map, there were 2 paths opening up from the previous level, and you can do them in any order. Firesplitter just always does this one first, so...
Yeah. That is, by the way, because this is the most RNG heavy of the 2. There's a lot of RNG on this course that can go wrong. The other route is more difficult, but this one is more RNG. Because there are so many games here that are like impossible to get first frame rule on. And if you dodge like all of them, you can get like a really, really good times. That's why I'm doing this course first. Other people prefer to do 9 volts course first, because 9 volts course is the most difficult course of the entire game. Like, it's like, generally speaking, like the most difficult course to speedrun. Because you have to play as 9 volts. You'll understand why that is bad, like, later, when we get there.
Yeah, so maybe a few words about the character selection, because each level in any percent has a set character that you have to pick, and then you can pick other characters on top of that. And basically, we always just pick the first characters in the list because it's just faster due to menuing.
Yeah.
So that's basically the only reason we pick those characters, because it's faster.
Yeah, there's one character we gotta pick once we get to 4 that we would never ever pick if we actually chose for speed, chose for boss completion speed. But as the boss fight is like set, it's not mattering too much, and there are actually very, very few micro games where we can't get first frame rule with the characters we are picking. Because it's very, very easy on most of them to get first frame rule. There are a couple that are difficult, but those are difficult no matter which character you have.
Light.
Yeah, so another macro game lost on purpose.
Yeah.
Indeed. For science.
Steer clear.
Basically, it's only the course with the long fuses we can save frame rules on, by the way. Should be adding that. The short fuse minigames, there is nothing we can really do. Those are just gonna be that long as they are. And they are as long as the first exit on the long fuse parts. So basically, we're getting like an opportunity to like not lose, like doing these, like trying to get frame rules. We're not given opportunities to save time, we're given opportunities to not lose time. That's like the sad thing about it.
Ah yeah, here on the previous macro game, it's actually not super easy to get the first exit there.
No,
so
you have to get to Wario to get it, basically.
Well done.
Observe. Reaction.
This one we lost on purpose because we can get second frame rule if we lose on purpose.
Find a signal.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. But it's actually it actually isn't that we need to lose it to get to it, but like we have to like basically decide which way we pick before we see the result.
Clear a path.
There we go.
Watch it.
So sometimes you all are seeing a mission complete thing in the top corner where I do certain things on some courses. That is not important for this run. However, it is important in one speedrun category, which is, let's see if I remember it correctly. It's important for, what is the category called?
Grab.
For all missions. It's very important in all missions.
Yeah, so here we're
yeah.
gonna make some sushi
Yeah.
with the classics like fish or I don't know, but also
Yeah.
the very beloved sponge sushi.
Yeah, the SpongeBob sushi.
Poor SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are various other categories besides any percent. There's also, for example, unlock all characters, because after any percent you can still unlock new characters.
Yeah.
And then you can also have some new game plus categories where you don't have to watch the cutscenes, you just play on a completed file.
Yep.
You can also speedrun all the practice rooms for the characters where you practice their abilities, which is a very interesting speedrun as well.
Yeah. And then there's the all missions category, which no one has done a run of yet. And the reason for
Yeah.
that is because the run is very, 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 very long.
And extremely RNG heavy as well. Like
Yeah.
it can range from like the estimate for that run would be like 30 to 50 hours.
Yeah.
Which already tells you that there is a lot of RNG, because in the end it is basically like a slot machine. So,
Yeah, gacha machine. There's a gacha machine that you need to get certain things from. And you need to like get all of the things from the gacha machine, which is very, very difficult.
Let's go.
Yeah, the character we just unlocked is also pretty interesting because she always moves. Like, she never stops moving.
I think 9volt's the guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Easy to make the mistake. But yeah, he's one of the most difficult characters in this game. He is one of the worst characters in this game to play as.
Ah, this is the Nintendo stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is 9volt is the by far worst character in this game. I think pretty much everyone who played this game agrees with that single-heartedly. Because 9volt has to move forward always. And the only way 9volt can move upwards is by hitting those rings while going fast. So basically, the faster how WarioWare games normally work, I like how they work when you playing them for high score, is that you are going faster and faster. You're doing the 3 stages first to get to the final stage and completing that. Then the game is start to increase in speed instead. So in the end, the speed is so high, so you basically can't properly time the stuff for 9volt. So 9volt becomes unplayable after a certain speed, pretty much.
I just want to quickly chime in and say that was my favorite microgame because it's Super Mario Land, my favorite Game Boy game of all time.
Yeah.
Game only.
And now we're gonna hit the game only. Wait, what? Was that not what they were looking for?
Yeah, losing that GameCube stage is actually very important because if you win it, the GameCube intro plays, which takes forever. So
Yeah. You really don't want to win that one.
yeah, so this level is a treat for all Nintendo fans because all those games are referenced here. Some classics, some newer ones as well. The language is hard.
Get the coin.
Yeah, the 9volt course always a fan favorite for people who play WarioWare. They've always been the fan favorite games of the series. Let's go. Time for 9.
Spin it.
Which game is this, by the way?
I don't remember. I think it's
Does
a
anybody
toy.
know that?
I think it's an old Nintendo toy.
Ah, okay.
Because Nintendo used to be a toy company back in the past.
And a taxi company.
Yeah, and a lot of other stuff that we probably shouldn't go into.
No.
Nintendo was a huge company that was very varied before they became a video game company.
Yeah. They started out making Hanafuda cards.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I recently saw a video about the taxi company, and apparently in one WarioWare game there is a reference to that taxi company, but I forgot which game it was.
Might be Smooth Moves? I know Smooth Moves had a taxi game.
This, in one of the games in Diamond City, there is a taxi company called Diamond Taxi, and that is what the actual company was called back in the day.
Yeah. No, I think
So
that is definitely Smooth Moves, I think.
And also, fun fact, the company failed because the drivers' union demanded higher wages, and Nintendo's reaction was to sell the company.
Yeah.
So,
That's
this was the boss
something you could
stage.
do. Yeah. And that boss stage is way harder than I made it look like there.
And just in case you were wondering, collecting coins does not matter at all in this, so it's just for fun.
Yeah, just go through as fast as possible. The coins are basically there to give you the true Super Mario World feel.
Okay, and with this...
It would actually be cute if they had a little Easter egg, in that if you in a full run collected 100 coins, you would get another extra life at the end of the boss course.
That would be super fun.
That would be super cool. That would be a super cool Easter egg thing.
Okay.
But yeah, on to the next course.
Yeah, so this is one of the so-called remix courses, which can feature minigames from all the other levels that came before. in that overworld.
Yep. And now we get to unlock Mike. Mike is one of the best characters in this game because he always shoots up. And shooting up is way better than always shooting to the left or to the right. Because it's quite complicated, but just is better. Because a lot of the dangerous stuff in this game is coming from upwards.
Green.
And we see the cute doggo again.
Yeah. Yay.
Close. Climb.
There can like be several things inside that door. It doesn't have to be a doggo, there can like be several things. Towards the end I think...
really?
Yeah. I have seen an alien in that door once. But that's like for late game, like when you get stage 3. In stage 3 like there are a lot of little Easter egg things that can be in the door.
Yeah,
The most
sadly,
amazing one is
we-
like the alien, I think. I think the alien is like the most interesting one. But yeah, you gonna say something?
Yeah, sadly we had to lose this GameCube game again, but
Yeah.
we are speedrunners after all, so...
Watch out.
And we are also not gonna see the third levels either, sadly. Because those are really, really interesting, because then the game is actually starting to get difficult to survive sometimes. But yeah, it's... I don't think... There's like one category we are doing that, and that is in the... Before I mentioned all missions category, which is...
Find a signal.
In addition to like being super long, I don't think it would be like marathon safe at all to run that category, except if you're like saying that we are stopping this as soon as we have unlocked everything except for the gacha stuff. Because it's the gacha stuff that's really adding on the huge RNG to the game. If it was for the gacha stuff, I think that category could like, be very consistent.
Dodge.
Because a lot of the things in that category is just like to put in time.
Stick together.
Yeah, very fun to see the Super Metroid micro game, since we just had a Super Metroid run before this.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
And here's the boss fight, and the boss fight here is gonna show just how bad 9 Volt was. And how good this character is, because we are gonna do another one of those platforming courses. And this time, we have this character, and this is like way more difficult. Can you all like imagine how it would be like to play this course with a character who always has to move forward?
Yeah, playing this with the flying character is much easier.
Yeah,
so-
than a character who has to move forward, yeah. Yeah, the flying characters are just so much better than non-flying characters.
Yeah, so this concludes the first overworld.
Yeah, there is gonna be the second overworld. There are 3 overworlds in total. But in this category, we are only ever doing 2 overworlds.
Yeah, the third overworld is played in Unlock All Characters.
Yep.
So sadly we're not gonna see that today. But we're gonna see the second overworld,
Yeah.
which is pretty fun as well. With the first level being nature themed.
Yeah, we should be said about the third overworld. It's basically just almost only remix courses. So we're not seeing any new mini games in that, but we are seeing a new boss fight in Unlock All Characters, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so here we unlock 2 characters again, which can be played only in co-op at the same time. Kat and Aina, who always jump.
Yeah, they are always forced to jump, they can only shoot in one direction. There are other characters that are really not good because they have forced movement. Because their forced jumping can lead to some really awkward situations. I think they're pretty good in one specific game mode though. Kat and Anne are actually really good in Friendless Battle, which is a game mode in which you are literally like fighting the characters from the game. Like it's... it's kind of like a shoot 'em up, but like you are playing as a character and like you are fighting other characters for the game, and your goal is to like shoot them or like damage them in different ways. And in that game mode, Cat and Anne are actually really good because their jumps do damage and their projectiles do damage, and they can stand and like farm a corner, and it's basically like impossible for the enemies to like touch you as long as you are in that corner. So Cat and Anne are actually really good in that game mode specifically. And there are a couple of other characters who are really good in that game mode, who are like normally like not that great. So that's very interesting.
Flip.
This game has like a lot of those cool little side modes that's yeah, that are like just cool.
Feed.
Okay, here we go. We gotta feed the birds.
Cover.
Beautiful. The cat is happy, giving us a thumbs up.
Make them
Very
fly.
good. Oh, cute bunny.
Yeah, this is like an animal and nature themed course.
Which has a very interesting boss fight, by the way.
Yeah.
But more about that later.
Yep.
Leave it to me. Scare snakes.
During the boss fight, by the way, it would be very lovely if we could have someone read some plugs for the marathon, because I need to totally focus on that boss fight. So if you have any
Finally,
plug
we
reading-
see a cat.
Yeah.
Reunite.
So does our host have any plugs they want to plug in right now?
Crack.
Because this would be a lovely opportunity for plugs. If not, I'm just gonna let like say what's gonna happen during the boss fight.
Yeah, I can do it, I think. I have totally played this game before.
Yeah, but you know the boss fight, because this is
I
like
do.
yeah, this is like one of the boss fights that are usually where I have to do stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off my microphone now so I don't get distracted once I talk, because I need to focus 100% on this.
Yeah, so let me just quickly read something about the charity. The charity is EveryoneCan, and they specialize in technology that can improve and enrich the lives of disabled people. And one of their statements reads, our technology center in Manchester offers an unparalleled gaming experience for disabled people, using the most up-to-date equipment from the retro arcade game of yesteryear to the latest virtual reality and driving simulators. We are taking gaming to the next level. With alternative control methods for anyone who needs them, we ensure everyone can game. Yeah, so if you have some money to spare, please don't hesitate to donate. And a few words about this boss fight as well. Basically, you see a few animals doing some things, and then the game asks you a question, like, for example, which animal was sleeping, and then it gives you two answers, and you have to answer correctly.
Yeah, and there we go. Now we're done. But yeah, it's very easy if I'm like talking to be distracted from doing it properly. And that can lead to devastating consequences.
Yeah, because you have to answer all three questions right.
Yeah, and it's a very long minigame. Like very,
So
very long.
if you lose the minigame, you will lose like easily over a minute.
Yeah. It's
So
one of the
it's-
most important things to succeed within the entire run. Now coming up to a boss fight, I will likely fail once though, because I'm gonna try to do the speed strat, just show it off to you all. It's a very, very difficult strategy, and this is probably the, like, from a speedrunning perspective, the most difficult fight in the, like, boss fight in the game.
Good grief.
And it's also like pretty rough casually too, if you're not careful.
Oh yeah.
And it's Yumi T's course. Yumi T is also like a fan favorite WarioWare character. who has been around since the beginning, I think.
Yeah, so this level is sports themed.
Yep.
Listen up.
So if you haven't done your morning exercise yet, now is your chance.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
So we're gonna start now with a little training montage. This is, I think, one of the longer cutscenes as well in the game.
Yeah, so this is basically the disco gym.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Crew was not too excited about that.
The music.
I like how his hair turned gold as well when he
Yeah.
did that.
With the magic of music.
Yeah. His hair went from blue to gold.
I actually tried finding out the name of this dog, and I just couldn't find it in any of the wikis of Wario, and I was so confused.
Oh, dog has a name. I forgot it. But the dog's name is actually available in this game. You can see it in the credits.
Oh, okay.
It was like a very, very common name.
Flip.
Like a very, very common name.
Land.
But yeah, the dog has a name. The dog has a name. And it is like in this game, but it's like, yeah, it is like in the credits. So like it's one of those blink and you miss it things. Because like at the end of the WarioWare games, basically they are giving credits to the characters who are in the game. Because like there are two credits in WarioWare games, I should add. There is the in-universe credits, and then there is the actual real world credits. Because you have to keep in mind like that the people in this game are like actually working on a game. The credits that you are seeing like at the end of the game are like the credits for that game that they are that. It's like a meta humor reference, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically
I'm not
like
sure.
their credits.
I am not sure if we have actually explained the story quite yet. Like, so Wario and his company are working on a game, and there are like a lot of bugs in the game, and they all get sucked into the game.
Yeah,
And now their goal is to fight all the bugs and save the game, basically.
yeah, save the
Yeah.
fix the game so it's not that buggy anymore, so they can get out of there.
The game on Wario's console with a very interesting button, which we're gonna see later on.
Yeah,
It's not an A button, it's not an X button.
No,
Just
no.
get ready
yeah,
for later.
yeah,
Yeah, this is a very hard boss fight actually. We
yeah.
have
This
to do
is
some rock
very,
climbing.
very difficult. The
And-
casual strat for this is not that bad, but the speedrun strat is horrible.
Is Jimmy T actually a good character to do this?
Yeah,
or does
we
he
failed.
make it harder?
We fail it. We gotta try it one more time. Yimity is the only one who can do this strategy properly. But generally speaking, like Yimity is a more difficult character, and that's why we do this strategy. Because with other characters, even if we could do the strategy, it would save like nearly as much time as it does with Yimity. Yeah, go for the safer strats now. The strategy I was going for, which I failed to go for, is that I'm going to the side. Because then there are like long sections where there is not a single thing to touch. So I can just go to the side and like launch up a lot. The problem with that is that you saw like if the bird like flies in a bad spot, basically the climber will definitely fall. There is RNG to it, but like there's another layer to it that makes it difficult too. And that is that the more stretched out the climber's body is, the more stamina he loses, and the quicker he falls. So the climber can fall because like it's so stretched out for too long. So you basically have to dash really quickly to perform the strategy properly. It's a very difficult speedrunning strat, and it's like I'm always trying to do it once in a map setting. But I'm not doing it twice because if I fail it once, I'm not redoing it because yeah, we need to move forward. It is a strategy I want to show off that exists because like one of the like most important speedrunning strats in this game, but it's also one of the most difficult. If you want to like push the record or like get close to the record, you really need to like learn to do that strat properly. And that makes it, that course like one of the like run enders, like one of the run ending gates in the speedrun.
Yeah, so here we just unlocked Ashley,
Yeah,
who at first sight might seem like a very overpowered character, because first she can fly and she can shoot in any direction.
And yes, she is that powerful.
I mean, she is powerful, but not as overpowered as some people thought she might be, so...
Oh, Ashley is absolutely as overpowered as people think she is.
Really?
Yeah. The only problem she has is like from a purely speedrunning perspective, and that's that her flying speed is a little bit slower than some other flying characters.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's her only drawback, and that's only in speedrun specifically. But like if you play this game to like get a high score, she's your go-to character.
Yeah, so from all that flying around, she's actually very hungry.
Yeah.
So hungry, in fact, that she turns turns her minions into food.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a job, don't work at her place.
Yeah.
Unless you would like to be turned into a burger, of course.
Yeah, Ashley sounds like one of those really huge fan favorite characters. Because you got a song, which is in Super Smash Bros. And as the song is in Smash. Yeah. And you got a song that's in the Smash games.
Yeah, so as is probably obvious, this is the food-themed level.
Yep. Because Ashley likes food. I don't remember when she became like the food character, because in the past, like I think he was the magic character. But they cut down a little bit on the witch stuff and like made her more of a food character.
Less witch stuff, boo!
Yeah.
As a prolific witch speedrunner, I disapprove.
Yeah. She's also like in Game & Wario, like she has a very interesting thing going on. Because in Game & Wario, like he basically has like a candy course. He's flying around in the candy world in that game, and it's fun. If you all haven't played Game & Wario, I don't blame you because of the Wii U, and the Wii U was not a well-selling console, but if you have the opportunity to like play Game & Wario, I do recommend it because like it's a weird game. It's not your typical WarioWare game, but like it's very good still. Beautiful. So this course has one of my favorite boss fights actually. I think this is like my favorite boss fight. This guy come up here. Because it's like one of those boss fights where there's like a lot of depth to it, and it's like pretty fun. As a result of that.
Take a seat. If I must.
Go.
Yeah, so for the boss fight we get a star-shaped donut, which is very cool.
Yeah. And we're gonna make some use.
Yeah, with tasty purple grapes.
Yeah. The secret of this minigame is to try to fill up the right stuff. To make sure you can like do this relatively quickly. This is a little bit slow, but it happens. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, this course is good because I like this course because like there's a lot of like things you have to take into considerations. You have to like fill up the right buckets because some buckets are far more common to be used than others. Like the middle bucket on stage 1, for example, is always gonna be in use pretty much. You always want to like fill the middle bucket if you can.
Yeah, so we almost got the full gang together again, but we are still missing some characters. So we're gonna unlock the next one here in the culture level.
Yeah. And we're gonna unlock Orbulon. Who is a really interesting character. He is one of the characters I call heat characters. And that's the characters that are like weird, like they can do weird stuff and interact with cores in very weird ways, which means that they can beat some cores in very interesting ways.
Yeah, now we're gonna see one of the favorite cutscenes of Firesplitter.
Yeah, this one is fun. For one aspect alone.
Around the world with Orbulon.
Yeah, it's gonna travel around and steal some artifacts from places.
I'm sure it's just borrowing, to be honest.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so Orbulon is gathering all those artifacts of cultural significance.
Yeah. Until it
And
comes
in
to
the end,
Wario's house,
Yeah,
where there's
guess what's-
nothing of cultural value to be found. That's the part I like so much, because Wario's house is like this huge mess. Yeah, he's gonna give all those souvenirs to his friends.
Prune.
So this is like gonna be culture themed.
Build it.
We're gonna lose this one on purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose. Because it's faster to lose.
Yeah. This one is very difficult to get first frame rule on. You basically have to have, I think you need to have Young Cricket or 18 volt to get first frame rule on that one. With that setup at least, there are like several setups of that one, and that setup specifically is very difficult to get first frame rule with. And now we're gonna take a peek here what candy there is, or what thingy there is there. And someone has taken a bite of the cookie actually.
Oh no.
I wonder who would do such a thing.
Oh, lecker.
Yeah, it couldn't be Wario.
Ring.
It'll be married time? Wedding time?
Why not?
There we go.
Strum.
Some Guitar Hero action here.
Yeah.
Extinguish.
Could you actually play Wario with like a Guitar Hero controller?
That's a good question.
Right.
Maybe? Yeah, you could, yeah. You could probably, yeah.
That would be pretty funny actually.
Yeah.
Get moving.
I really love the art style of this micro game.
Yeah.
I mean, all the art styles are cool, but like, yeah.
Excavate one.
Yeah.
And there are so many different ones. That's like such an
Absolutely.
amazing thing.
Watch.
We are having some bad luck here with the minigames we get, by the way. We're getting a lot of the force long minigames, but that's
Find the light.
pretty normal this course. Because this course has a lot of the force long minigames, and that is this like one of the more RNG heavy sections of the run actually.
Yeah, so this is one of the longer boss fights, and it's actually not super interesting.
No, we just gonna be chilling here. If our host has anything they want to add, like a plug or something,
Pass.
this is another lovely opportunity to add a little plug, because this is gonna be gonna basically be lowering and raising these bridges for about a minute.
Yeah, we don't have any new donations in at the moment, so we're running at a total at the moment of £20, which has been like that for a while now. If anyone is in the chat and would like to donate, if you type !donate in the chat, it'll bring up the link to the Tiltify page for the marathon. Donations to that will go directly to EveryoneCan. We do have incentives as well if anybody wants to donate to any of them. There's targets and there's polls, and those are for the Final Fantasy VII run tomorrow. If we raise £250, I'll be giving away a copy of Train Simulator Classic and some DLC for the game as well. So please get those donations in. They all go to a fantastic cause. And don't forget as well, you can also subscribe, cheer, watch adverts and all that stuff as well. And that gives us a bit of Twitch revenue, which will be split evenly between ourselves and EveryoneCan at the end of the marathon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
See, I'm gonna keep on going here. And here comes the final car. We get the slow pattern. We're gonna raise the bridge like that. You can actually do that, and it's like, yeah, it's more difficult to do it that way. That's why I never do it. It's faster, but like it's way easier to like misclick and like just accidentally lose. And it's like one of the minigames you really don't want to lose, because as you can see, it was like super duper long. Losing this minigame could like easily add a couple of minutes to the run, and that's something we don't want to see happening. Beautiful. And now I'm gonna unlock the last character for this run.
Who may it be?
Yeah. There are a couple of culprits. It's a sleeping character, it looks like. And it's 5 volts. Who is 9 volts mom.
Yeah, her move set is actually pretty interesting because she can basically teleport,
Yeah.
which seems like overpowered at first, but it's actually not.
It's like one of those builds that are like it's like a very, very meta reason why it's not super good. That's because of how a character's goodness is measured in WarioWare. Basically, like, she is very, 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 very brokenly good on many courses. Like, very brokenly good. Like, she's probably the best character on like the most courses out of any character. But that's not really how you measure how good a character is in WarioWare. Because in WarioWare it matters more which minigames you can reasonably clear, how many minigames you can reasonably clear, than how many minigames you are the best character at. So therefore, like, there are so many minigames, like, she's like either really good at minigames or she's really, really bad at them. And there are too many minigames she's really, really bad at for to like comfortably put her in like the broken tier. But she's absolutely like good. Like, see there, for example, I just need like whoop, and I win.
Yeah, so we're gonna lose this again on purpose. Sadly, no snow person today.
Yeah. Olaf will not be getting a friend today because we're speedrunning.
Yeah, so this is again another remix stage, so you might have seen 1 or 2 micro games before.
Yeah. And it's that candy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely. That was a good golf game.
Wario Golf.
Yeah. That would be a thing. Another golf game. Golf back to back. Having some golf RNG here. Is a horse? Beautiful.
Find the light.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the boss fight coming up is a little bit different than the other ones, because you have to also avoid being
Stung by
squished
bees.
in between the micro games. Oh no, wait,
No,
that's
no, no.
after
It's after
this
this.
one. Okay.
This is
I
where we have
forgot
not be
that.
stung by bees.
Juice.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this one again.
Yeah,
But this time with 5 volts.
Yeah, and she's very, very good at this minigame, I should add. Like, you see how quickly she's like destroying everything.
Yeah, you have to look out for those bees, because if they touch you, that's not good.
It's not going too well. I think I've done this slow like in 5-ever, because it's really, really easy to do it well with 5 volt. The problem was I accidentally filled up the leftmost bucket so much. You should never really fill up the leftmost bucket, because the leftmost bucket is never gonna be used on stage 3. But there we go, beautiful. Now we're gonna go to the final course where that's gonna happen. Which we were talking about before. Where you can get squeezed by the level menuing. So the final course is Anything Goes. And true to its name, anything goes here. And
Yeah,
this,
so Wario and the crew are getting closer and closer to defeating all the bugs to save their video game.
yeah.
Wario time.
And they will pick a certain set of characters, because on this course actually it's not decided which character we get to play as a spot course. So we're just picking the fastest characters. So here all of the bugs are coming, consuming Wario. Turning him to a nasty big bug. See, on this course the game is like do anything it can to fight back. And the minigames here are in general gonna be more difficult than in other levels.
Unlock.
Kinda. I find these minigames like to be the easiest ones actually. But they are like pretty difficult once you're new to the game. But are like oftentimes really, really easy strats to beat them quickly or beat them easily.
Dodge.
But yeah, here comes the part we were talking about before we of course gotta fight back. As you can see I got squeezed.
Knock down.
This is the only course that does that.
Match.
Nice, you're getting all the difficult frame rules here.
Win. Faster it is. Go, Wario.
So yeah, we soon gonna see that controller you talked about earlier, Laika.
Yes, the famous Wario console.
Yeah. See here. Gonna pop this one. Come on, there we go.
Yeah, time is coming up at the end of this boss fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different though than that. It's a very specific
Yeah.
part we're gonna be timing at, because there is a little bit off. There we go, that was also first frame roll.
Untie.
Getting all the first frame rolls here, that's very, very rare.
Collect.
That's very, very rare.
To me. Ninja speed. Match.
Beautiful.
Straighten up.
Beautiful.
Watch out. Dodge.
No, another dodge. Dodge is the worst one of them because dodge is also slower, it's more difficult.
Is it random how many dodges you actually have to do?
Yeah, it's 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
The first one is always dodge, the second one is always destroy, and the third one is either dodge or destroy.
Unstick.
And there goes the boss stage, and we actually get the best character here. This is the best final stage I've ever had in my life. If we complete this one, I should add, but I think we will.
Chase.
Because we got all of the first frame rule, and getting all of the first frame rule on this level is very, very difficult. Beautiful.
Yeah, so now we're gonna see the source of all evil.
Yeah, and this is, by the way, one of the better characters to get in the boss fight.
The big toilet of doom.
Yeah. Where all of the bad games are coming from.
Capture.
So there we go. Gonna jump here and grab the toilet. There we go. It's soon gonna be time. It's gonna be time when I say time. Next time. Not included that one. Yeah, next time.
Good.
Not that one either, but yeah, you all know what I mean. And that'll be when I jump into this little nose here. Because it's always a WarioWare game, we have to pick the nose and time. There we go.
Yeah, as is tradition.
Yeah, as is tradition indeed. And there comes the
GG.
nasty game bug. Yeah, thanks. What time did I get?
Okay.
What's the time for this run?
Let me check the stream. It's 1 minute, 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 40 something.
It's pretty good.
44 seconds.
Pretty good.
Assuming the timer was started at the correct time, but yeah.
Yeah. And now we get to
Nice.
watch
Sorry,
the... Yeah, thanks.
I
And
think
now
I might have missed when you said time on the actual stream because I've been trying to keep up with the delay.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's probably 103.40 something. I've got 103.54 on my side, but
Yeah.
take a few seconds from that because I think I missed time.
That's pretty good. And now we are gonna watch a little cutscene here at the end.
Hey. Yo. Hey. Yo.
And now we get a little bit of explanation for the story. And there comes the most beautiful creature in the world, the Supreme Developer.
What?
Yeah, so Wario basically saying, I am better than God.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much, yeah.
valid assumption, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. And now he's sent back home.
And now we can all see which button the Wario console has. It's not A,
Yeah.
it's not X.
Does anyone in chat have any guesses what the button is?
I'm gonna guess it's like something silly like C or something.
We're back.
And the right answer is
Where did all those bugs come from?
We're gonna see it soon, I think. We saw it before a little bit. But the answer is poop button.
Oh.
Because why not?
I mean,
Why
why
not?
would Wario have something boring like
Yeah.
a letter?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be something like a letter that doesn't really appear on consoles all that often, you know, like C or F or something.
Yeah. And now everyone's very, very angry with Wario. For messing
Yeah,
up.
so no F on the console, but F in the chat for Wario. So.
Yeah.
It's so funny they say bad Wario because Wario in Japanese also already means bad Mario.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Meh. Okay.
Yeah, this was it, and as you look at the joystick, it's also square. I don't want to play Mario Party with that joystick, I can tell you all that much.
No, it's not ergonomically optimal,
Yeah.
I would say.
But yeah, that was where we're getting together.
Yeah,
I hope you all
GG.
enjoyed. Yeah, thanks. I hope you all enjoyed this run as much as I did enjoy performing it. And I'll see you all around.
Okay, thank you very much for the run. So, we are going for a bit of a break now because unfortunately Osborne is not able to take part in Minions of Speedathon this time around, unfortunately, because of some IRL things that he's had to deal with, unfortunately. So, we are going to go for a bit of a break. The next run is due to start at 10 to 2. That's in about 25 minutes. So, there will be a bit of a break between then. And the next one's going to be Vision Soft Reset True Ending 100% by Mr. Draig, which is going to be at 10 to 2. So, hope you all stick around to that, of course. And don't forget to donate as well. Donations all go to EveryoneCan. You can donate through Tiltify. So, we are hoping to raise £500 through Tiltify. And if we raise £250 in total, then I'll be giving away a copy of Train Simulator Classic with some DLC as well. So that's £250. That's the milestone, and obviously our goal by the end of the marathon is £500. If you subscribe, cheer, watch ads, or anything like that as well, then that gives us a bit of Twitch revenue, and that'll be split between ourselves and EveryoneCan. 50-50 split there of Twitch revenue will be gone to between us and EveryoneCan. That just helps us so that we can give you all better events again in the future, because I want to grow InstaSpeedathon, and that's going to require a bit of funds. So the Twitch revenue will be split that way, and of course 50% goes to EveryoneCan. And don't forget merch sales as well. 50% of profits from merch sales go to EveryoneCan as well. They're through the InstaSim store, so if you type !merch in the chat, you can find out about the merchandise that's available. And there's also fully tracked international shipping for those of you who do not live in the UK. So thank you, Firesplitter, for the run, and thank you to Leica for the commentary. Do you have any final things you'd like to say before we finish?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And goodbye, and have a great rest of the marathon.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck
See you
to
again
all the
soon.
runners.
Thank you. See you again soon.